Thank you, Dr. Pondich. Class of 2014, I'm honored to be with you for your graduation from Wentworth. It is a tremendous opportunity to speak to all of you as you are about to embark on your next journey. I was in your shoes in 1975. At the time, I had no idea what direction my life was going to take, only that I had an interest in wind energy. As it turns out, I'm a lifelong entrepreneur who has been lucky or stubborn enough to be able to pursue a self-made career in renewable energy. At a time when our civilization is facing a major shift in energy generation and its use. My parents were both self-employed. Mom had her own real estate sales company, and Dad ran a small printing business. They were only able to pay for 2 years of college. And with a desire to leave Vermont, I came here 39 years ago to start a new life in a dorm on Evans Way. Wentworth gave me a great 2-year degree, a big city experience, and a big boost to my confidence in my own abilities, as I'm sure Wentworth has done for you. Life really is a journey. And today, I want to tell you 3 stories that have shaped my life, some ups and downs, and the lessons I've learned that I hope will be important to you. The first story is about the big picture of modern energy use. Some of you parents in the audience might remember the 1970s energy crisis. I was a teenager in the 1970s during the Arab oil embargo, the start of a rush to nuclear power, and the beginning of the environmental movement. When I first got my driver's license, I waited in long lines to get gas for my car. Sometimes I'd wait for hours, only to reach the head of the line and find the gas station tanks were empty. I realized firsthand that our modern world was entirely dependent on energy to function. My dad brought me to the top of a nearby mountain to see the foundations of the world's first large wind turbine to generate electricity to the grid. I got hooked. I began to dream about renewable energy. I wanted to have a career in wind power. I wanted to be part of a different energy future. The future I wanted was not one of polluting fossil fuels and dangerous nuclear power. I didn't know it at the time, but fossil fuels are a one-time gift, a one-time prize. Think about it for a second, because too often we don't take the time. We burn by the ton and by the barrel fossil fuels that are a creation of millions of years of geological forces acting on organic matter, the plants and dinosaurs of ages ago. We are taking at a rapid rate what the Earth spent millions of years to create. Our modern society will probably deplete these finite fossil fuels in this century. They are not replaceable. We've left you with a terrible problem. I have to stand here today and apologize to you, our next generation, for our lack of knowledge, prudence, and foresight in creating this dilemma. And now I look to you to move quickly. Energy is a defining issue of our times. We need to switch now to renewable energy, otherwise we will fail as a civilization. Being green is a great start, but our times call for lifestyle and policy changes on a grand scale that go way beyond just recycling or driving a Prius. As you make choices, here are 3 things you can do. Live near where you work. Stop relying on cars. Walk, bike, take the bus or train. I think many of you already do that. Know where your energy comes from and support renewables. Join or create a larger energy movement. My second story is about work success, passion and loss. I started my first company, Nrg Systems, 1 year after finishing my bachelor's degree at the University of Vermont. I was designing and building instruments that measured the wind for the new wind farms in California. People told me I was crazy. They said, go work for another company for a decade, learn from that, and then set out on your own. I was either too foolish or too hard-headed to listen. So I used credit cards and bank loans at 20% interest rate to bootstrap my business. That first year was tough. To put food on the table, I almost quit work to run a chairlift at a nearby Vermont ski area, but I loved what I was doing. So I tightened my belt and pushed forward. I knew I could make my business work. I didn't have much to lose. I wasn't married, had no kids, and was working out of a rented house. I was fortunate. I was motivated and continued to grow NRG. We hired good people. We adapted to the market changes. We grew out of one space and moved to the next. By 2004, we'd grown NRG into the leading wind measurement company in the world. I was also lucky to meet a woman in college who became my friend, wife, and then business partner. Jan and I raised two beautiful children, Alyssa and Evan, who are now young adults and, like you, are finding and shaping their passions in life. After building the company and establishing a beautifully functional and award-winning LEED certified corporate headquarters building in 2004, I stepped down as CEO to concentrate on engineering new products, the part of the business I love the most. We decided that Jan would become CEO. I was spending my time innovating a residential scale wind turbine, trying to fulfill my lifelong passion of creating a marketable wind turbine of my own. However, within a few years, our visions of the future business diverged, and so did our marriage. I moved out of the dream buildings we had built in 2008. I was now out of the company I spent over 2 decades building. I felt like a failure. I held a personal fear that I would become a one-trick pony, not able to innovate or grow another company. The lessons here? Looking back, bad things happen, and in some cases, I caused bad things to happen. So don't be surprised when things don't turn out well. Find the strength in yourself and be resilient. My third story is about accepting change. We don't volunteer for change. Losing the business I had put my heart and soul into was severely depressing. I felt lost at times, but even amidst those feelings of despair, I continued forward with this new business, Earth Turbines, to build a residential wind turbine I dreamed of since college days. In fact, the first turbine I built was in the shop in the Wentworth welding shop. Goes back a long ways. I was successful developing a great small wind turbine, just as the market potential disappeared, as solar panels dropped to 1/4 of their price about 5 years ago. More change. Gone was the potential market for residential wind compared to the new, lower cost and easier to site solar. After losing millions of dollars with the wind turbine, I was running a company that was losing $250,000 a month. I renamed my company All Earth Renewables, used the engineering skills and experience of my team, and designed and put into production the All Sun Solar Tracker in a matter of months. I now lead a growing company in a rapidly growing industry that is helping to change how we produce clean energy. Losing my first company was probably the best thing that could have ever happened to me. I was able to start over with the freedom to be more creative and build anew. This has been true not just in my work, but in my personal relationships with others, with a special woman, and with myself. So do not be afraid of change, though it may be painful. Change will offer you opportunities to re-examine what is most important to you and will give you the necessary push to rearrange your life to better fit your goals. I've always had a passion for what I do in renewable energy. Success and well-being comes from pursuing your dreams, being committed to continuous learning, and putting in the time doing what you love while being motivated by passion. Our world desperately needs change, and you are just the ones to shake things up. We've left you a planet and an economy that is in shambles. We've robbed you of finite resources and handed you the bill. Your opportunity is to turn all that around using your hands and your head and your heart, your considerable talents, your ingenuity, your passions, and your Wentworth education. So, be bold, go forth, and change the world. Make it yours. Thank you very much.
Mr. Blittersdorf, thank you for this inspirational speech and your life story that you shared with us. It's really the testament of the Wentworth spirit of resilience, innovation, entrepreneurship, and creativity. So thank you so much for sharing this with us. And I would like to commemorate your speech with this Institute's medallion. Will Chairman Michael Anthony please come?
Madam President, I have the honor to present David C. Blittersdorf for Wentworth's honorary degree.
David Blittersdorf, today, Wentworth Institute of Technology honors you for your leadership in the renewable energy industry, your commitment to education, and your success as an entrepreneur and innovator. Your vision and your dedication to creating sustainable energy solutions have led you to create 2 companies that have blazed new trails in your field. Your commitment to volunteerism and education is helping prepare a new generation of post-peak oil world. Your ambition as a business owner is matched by your dedication to our environment and our future. Your career is proof that you can succeed in business while also making a positive impact on the planet. David Blittersdorf, for your innovative spirit, the inspiration you offer future generations, and the leadership role you play in your industry, Wentworth is proud to honor you with the degree of Doctor of Engineering Technology honoris causa. Congratulations, Dr. Blittersdorf.